Hey guys, I'm so excited to tell you guys about a brand new podcast. It's called the Disruption Podcast. I know you guys have probably seen me disrupt the market a few times over the years, but it's time that I get to introduce you to some really amazing entrepreneurs and disruption marketing specialists all across the country. So today I got to introduce you to my co-host, my man Ludwig.
What's going on, everyone?
And our special guest for today, the infamous, the one, the only, my Italian brother, Jamie Giovinazzo.
The OG.
That's right. Eat clean, bro, in the house.
How's it going, man?
It's good. It's good. And it's going better now that I have this delicious cup of coffee, man.
Folgers.
You know what it is? When I think of disruption marketing and what me and my squad has done over the years with influencer marketing and like pitching supplements and seasonings and all that, how could I not talk about the guy who disrupted meal prep for literally the entire world?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Factor and Freshly, all these guys, they owe you some money for introducing the whole world to this idea of meal prep.
Flex Pro meals.
Yeah. Man, it'd be nice. If you guys are out there listening, I'll take a donation.
I mean, I think the Kardashians owe me a percentage of what they're getting paid. I think some of the other people owe me a percentage of what they're getting paid too. I mean, there's probably some fitness models that owe Ludwig for the photos that Ludwig's taken over.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. No doubt.
Can we just take a second to, when we were kids, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Hey, Folgers.
You need a nice jingle, right? If you really want to disrupt marketing, you got to have a jingle.
You got to have a jingle.
And that's like my newest, I just can't come up with a jingle, man.
Eat Clean Bro doesn't have a jingle?
No, there's no jingle.
Well, let's talk about the name, right? Eat Clean Bro. What a name that's had in this northeastern region. And I literally remember the first time I heard it, I couldn't stop laughing in admiration. They're like, this is such a great name.
Such a great name.
So you got to tell us a story, right? Like, how'd you come up with this name? Where did the idea come from?
The idea was always mine. I was always cooking for my friends. It was something I'm a really, when it comes to like money and it comes to helping people, I've always just had like a real honorable approach. And when I discovered that I could make an honest living through providing like healthy meals for my friends, it was this beautiful harmony of like my obsession, my passion, all these things coming together where I got to cook for my friends and I could charge an affordable price and I could make an honest living. Obviously everybody wants to have money. Everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants it. And then it comes down to like, well, how are you going to get there? And I was never willing to ever break like my integrity, or I would never hurt anybody to get ahead. So when I found a way to provide a great service and a great product at an affordable price, along with like manufacturing them like big time, to make great money, it just became my obsession. So,
but where did the name come from, man? We got to talk about that. We got to zero in.
My dad, I didn't know what to call it, and he's like, "Why don't you call it Eat Clean Bro? That's all you say." And I was like, "Eat Clean Bro." I liked it because it was really easy to remember and spell.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, because my last name's Giovinazzo, everybody spells it wrong. So if my website was Giovinazzo.com, nobody would ever find my domain.
Right.
But if like I was thinking, I'm an online business. Eat Clean Bro. I mean, anybody could spell eatcleanbro.com.
Absolutely.
So it was like, it was just the most perfect domain name. It was so perfect. And I fell in love with that for that simple reason, because it was just so like, and not like, I always tell people now, right? You know, you got slutty vegan, you got egg slut, you have, I think Big Gay Ice Cream was actually before Eat Clean Bro. But like, when you think of like edgy names, I just like Eat Clean Bro now with like the way things have gone, it's really not that edgy anymore. Like bro is such a commonly accepted term, but you know, E Clean Bro was a disruptive name when
Absolutely.
it,
Hell yeah.
when it, you know, so in 2013, January, I started when I started getting in the public eye around the end of 2014, it was like, we were breaking eggs and making omelets. I mean, people were like, "Oh my God, E Clean Bro, who would?" And then when the vans and the billboards and all that stuff started,
Billboards.
once the billboard campaign was extraordinarily disruptive because, and it really was an enormous accident. But what had happened was Six Flags backed out of a gigantic campaign, and my rep called and was willing to give me the campaign for pennies on the dollar.
Well, wait a second. We got to walk the audience through this for a second,
What?
because not everyone's from Jersey.
Oh, sure,
right?
yeah.
So, for everyone at home who isn't aware of what this is,
Yeah.
there was a period of time. There probably still a period of time where I couldn't drive home without seeing a gigantic Eat Clean Bro
I
logo
know.
on the
Yeah.
billboard. It'd be a white billboard or a blue background
Blue
billboard
letters.
with just the logo right inversed.
Yep.
And literally, there was a time I would leave Jersey City to drive home to my parents' house in Princeton, and I would drive past 4 of these suckers
Yeah.
on the highway. And there was no like
And there was 4 coming back.
there was no like buy meals from us. There was no nothing. It was just brand recognition. Where you know how like they talk about McDonald's every time you drive down the highway,
Yeah.
you see the golden arches. When you see it like 4 or 5 times, you start craving it. Dude, I saw Eat Clean Bro everywhere.
Yeah.
Did you ever do like the buses and the train stations or just billboards?
I did the billboards, and I do have to say, I don't think anyone's ever done a billboard campaign for what I was paying and the bang that I was getting. I don't think anyone's ever done a billboard campaign better than me. But one of the things, and I don't think I'm talking shit, dude. I think I'm actually telling the truth. Like, I think I've smoked.
man.
I think dollar for dollar, I don't think anyone's ever made a bigger impact for the spend. Like, I don't think anyone's ever got a bigger result for the spend than what I got with my campaign. But I wish I could take credit for it. The E Clean Bro billboard is a call to action. That's an eyesore. It's supposed to be blue and white. It's white and blue. So as like a photographer, it's like it catches your eye.
Yeah.
And you don't really know why.
Right.
But
right.
it's wrong. It's like the graphic is wrong.
Right.
It's wrong. And it
That was
creates.
intentional.
It wasn't intentional.
Oh.
I just liked the way it looked, but it was not. It was like it's an actual eyesore. So one of the most successful ways to do a campaign on a billboard is a call to action with an eyesore.
Hell yeah, man.
Because it catches your eye.
Yeah.
So I catch your eye with a call to action. It was a grand slam campaign, and the volume just drove it home through your face. And that's how billboards work too. You want to channel like Leonidas. You want to channel the troops, and you want to drive that message. And the fact that it was a call to action eyesore, which was like the domain name of the website, was just like
It's perfect.
it was a perfect storm. And it really, I was worried with because we grew up during MySpace days.
Yeah.
And one day we woke up and nobody was on. Remember
of
how
course.
fast that happened?
Yeah.
It went
It was
like
over.
everyone just stopped going on MySpace.
Yep.
For the listeners, MySpace is this social media network that existed before Facebook, before Instagram, before TikTok.
But tell the listeners how serious I am with how abruptly
it happened abrupt.
it would be like
overnight.
one day everyone stops using Facebook.
I mean, that kind of happened, right? When TikTok took over. Kind of
Really?
like how right now all I hear about is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce, yeah.
Literally, I can't. There's no updates from anyone else in the NFL right now. But the reality of this billboard campaign that I think is so amazing.
But where I was going with that was, I was heavily aligned with you guys at Shreds at that time, and I was getting a lot of love on social media. And the reason why I did the billboards was because I was scared. I didn't know if like one day like Instagram, or because I started getting momentum on social media. I was like, I don't want to be just a social media brand. Like, I want people in the street to see my stuff. And that's why I started hitting the billboards, and it actually all kind of simultaneously worked together, where like they were seeing me with insane like fitness influential people, and then they were seeing me on the street, and it was just like, then they were seeing my Vans, and it was just like like it was disruptive, you know. It was like in your face, and I did it for it. I wasn't spending a ton of money, which is hard to believe.
It is because of the price of billboards. You would think that you were spending an arm and a leg to try to get. Would you say at that time that the billboards were driving more traffic to your website than social at the time, or do you have an idea of?
It's hard to say, but I could tell you this: everybody in New Jersey knows those boards, so I don't know how to put the price on that.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, because there was a time, at that time, me and my wife were in a 1-bedroom apartment sharing a Kia Soul. And I remember I had so many billboards in my apartment complex. I just told people I worked at eClean Bro. I didn't want them to know that I owned it, because, you know, there's sometimes people get robbed and stuff.
Yeah.
Like my buddy down the building got like a Mercedes. He was all pumped up. That next day, his friggin' house got robbed. So I was like, dude, I'm not telling anybody I own this company. But I remember thinking, I'm like, dude, there's regular people spending more money at Headliner than I'm spending per month on billboards. And I'm building an empire while these guys are just running up credit card debt. So
getting wasted.
Exactly. I mean, there was a lot of sacrifice in those years where like I didn't go out, and me and Kayla stayed in and lived low key, but man, it paid off. So
speaking of bro culture, right? Speaking of headliners and down the shore, obviously Eat Clean Bro speaks to that whole Jersey vibe, right?
yeah.
Was there any thought at the time, I might pigeonhole myself with this name, being that it's really, I mean, at the time, Jersey Shore, this is at the tail end of like the situation in Jersey Shore.
Yeah. Well, dude, they just renewed, they're still on, man. Like
They are still on, yeah.
the shore, like they keep topping the charts. Like,
did you ever have a concern that the name would be like only pigeonholed into New Jersey and that no one else is going to understand it?
So like back to Factor, back to Freshly, I wanted to be the king of New Jersey, dude.
And you are the king of New Jersey.
I am. I absolutely am. And I'm probably the king of New York too. But that's where I fucked up. I was in a position to exit for generational wealth, and I was just so down with Jersey and just wanted to be the king of New Jersey so bad. I really kind of fucked my opportunity to have life-changing money. Talking, you know, Freshly exited for $1.5 billion. I think Factor got around like $200 million. And with like the celebrities I had backing me, with all the momentum I had, I
drove a lot of sales when I tagged eClean Bro and all my social media posts.
Yeah.
It was kind of awesome.
I have no regrets, man. I live a great life, but a part of it hurts to know that like I was at that fucking place where I could have. Experience is the hardest teacher because it gives the lesson first, right? Or it gives the test first and the lesson afterwards. I guess like I'll come back. I mean, I have a strong business. I have a quality product. My name, my quality, my determination for excellence, all these things, I will always be there. There's always room for good food. There's always room for a good service. Freshly, Factor, their food was horrible. They punched their hole. They got their customer base. Freshly was so bad that when Nestle bought it, they just said F this and they just put it down. Yeah. They bought a company for $1.5 billion and just didn't even bother using it. That's how bad their shit was. So I'm not trying to talk bad. Congratulations to those guys. They have a fortune. They're blessed. I wish I was smarter. I didn't know. I mean, that's the fucking problem. When like you're blessed, but like you're cursed. Like Shreds was a rocket. eClean Bro was a rocket. Like, you know, you are holding on for dear life on a rocket, and you're just you're using every survival instinct you have to lead, to survive, to thrive, to improve. I was able to do a lot of good, and I'm very
You
happy.
still do good.
I do great. Yeah. But when you're looking at some of your competition, and one of your competitors has a $1.5 billion exit, and another one has, when I look at the early days of Factor, they were outsourcing everything. They weren't even cooking their food. They were legitimately a fucking website that facilitated co-packed shit.
Yeah.
And they exited for fucking 175 million. That's infuriating. It's like, damn, why didn't I do that?
Yeah.
Because like I would secret shop them. I'd be like, bro, how is anybody buying this food? Dude, Facebook ads were so cheap back then on the national scale that they were just fucking blasting ads, acquiring new customers to a subscription, and and then they just sold it.
But I think there's some statistics there, right? Like the Factor customer, Freshly customer, they only lasted 2-3 months. An ECB customer has been with you for
10 years.
Right? Like it's crazy.
Yeah, my customers are forever, dude.
I will hop on and off my diet. My first person I call is Jamie. Hey, I needed to get back on that subscription.
Yeah, the quality's real. So like it is a legitimate chef prepared meal. The phrase has been taken by legitimately everyone. Everybody says chef prepared. I mean, at this point, I should just say we don't give a fuck about the food, and just that.
See what happens.
That would be disruptive, right?
Yeah, it
disrupt.
would. Absolutely. Yeah.
Be like, yeah, we don't even give a shit.
It's one thing that's funny when we talk about disruptive marketing and strategies and what works and what doesn't work over the years. Like everyone's a general after the war's over, right?
Oh
man, Jesus! But I remember when Jamie launched those billboards, everyone critiqued him. Like Jamie's just blowing through money. Like he doesn't know what he's doing.
I wasn't though, dude.
This whole situation.
Yo, if you guys knew, I can't even fucking tell you.
Why? Why can't you tell us so?
No, I can't even tell you what I was spending.
Spill the juice, man. Spill the tea.
I can't even tell you.
You gotta tell us.
You can't get those rates anymore, right?
No, you'll never get those.
And
rates
no one's
anymore.
ever gonna get in trouble. Just put it out there, man.
What is the cost of one billboard?
I had 10 boards for 6 months. 6 months, 10 boards. Prime locations.
Prime. Like I could not
Bro,
escape
I
them.
saw them.
Yeah.
I can.
Fucking Newark Airport. 18 grand.
What?
Over 6 months.
Stop.
That's why I'm
Man,
telling
Dude,
you.
we thought you were spending 6 figures minimum
A month.
over this disruptive marketing strategy.
Nobody did it better than me, dude. That campaign that everyone knows me for was what is that? What is that?
$3,000 a month.
$3,000 a month. Yeah.
Wow.
And I fucking told you there's bums at Headliner spending more money at I told you, right?
Yeah.
You think there's people in the summer spending more than $3,000 a month on booze at Headliners?
1,000%.
When it comes down to disruption marketing, it's about
Bro,
trying
That was
to
luck.
find that opportunity.
A lot of that was luck.
That was, but I was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And I became one of the most well-known brands in New Jersey for fucking $3,000 a month.
So let's talk about that, right? What was the moment?
So now that I've discussed full transparency, what I spent back in 2000, I think that was January of 2016 to June 16. I think that was then. Now come back and tell me that there's anybody in the history of billboards who's ever done billboards better than me.
You're the king.
I'm the king.
You're the king.
And I'm not trying to be a dick. I've never went public with my price before because it's just so unbelievable. But yeah, anytime people review my financials, they're like, yeah, I can't actually believe your billboard spend is so low.
We really thought
That's
you were
brilliant.
burning through money, man.
But even
That's
if you had
amazing.
spent whatever the going rate was for a billboard at the time, it's still a brilliant campaign.
I'll pay way more now because I know it works. But that's also another thing too, man. Like sometimes like you really got to go all in, right? So like anytime you do traditional, you have to go all in. I'll tell you, I spent $50,000 on a Z100 campaign, and I fucked myself because Blue Apron had a like $90 off coupon next to my Eat Clean Bro ad.
Yeah.
And it flopped bad. So I'll never jump on a podcast and just talk about all the times I've won because I think that's corny. I've had some real big wins, but I've gotten smacked around and I've learned some painful lessons. So like if you're going down the traditional route, like my boy Rob Dukansky, he when he buys a radio station, he buys the fucking station, dude. Morning, daytime, nighttime, middle of the night.
No joke.
He will not let any other person get on that. And that's how you do it in traditional, because, you know, if you're buying the air, you're buying the sign, whatever the traditional route is, you want to corner that. And also, dude, the more you spend, the more you get. So it's all like I always joke around like yo, this is like a Indian, like, you know, like in India, everything's like a negotiation at the markets.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give, you know, it's 20. No, I'll give you 8. Like, oh, I'll take 12. Like, oh, 11. That's how traditional is. You can negotiate the shit out of anything. But like, you know, hey, you know what? All right, a billboard is this billboard's $2,500 a month. Well, if I do a year contract, I'll give you $1,200. They might take it. They might not.
Right.
You don't fucking know.
Right.
All right, dude, I'll give you $1,200 for this one. I'll give you $800 for this one. Let me buy 5. And now your per board sign, now you're getting like a desirable per board sign. And then, you know, you could try to look at your traffic or your home territory, whatever it is you're into, and go from there. It's all negotiation. So then, you know, you could play companies against each other.
Dude, I am incredibly proud of you.
Thanks, man.
Now that I know those numbers,
Your fucking mind is blown, right?
blown, man.
I know,
But I gotta ask you, right? You obviously know that I did a lot of disruptive marketing stuff throughout Shreds, Flavor God, all of it, right?
Of course.
But let's talk about the moment when you realized, okay, I'm a household name in Jersey.
Yeah.
Like, did you start getting recognized from like TSA agents when you were trying to fly somewhere? Did you start getting stopped at the grocery store? Like, what was the point where you were like, oh my God, I can't hide that I'm the owner anymore?
Yeah. Well, what's really funny in Newark, so I think I had like 50 or 75 billboards at one time. And I still really wasn't paying that much, if you could believe it. Not the rates I shared earlier. But I was on what was called the rotator program, which I don't know if they do anymore, which is good sometimes. You need to know the, like, I guess, like ebbs and flows of whatever it is. So like the holiday season, I would get bounced from all my desirable areas, and I would get put in the like lesser desirable areas. I'm like, dude, there was a year where I had like 30 prime billboards in like downtown Newark. Like, dude, it was like, I was in like all over Newark, everywhere.
I remember that year.
I was all over Newark, dude, like hard. Like I was running for fucking mayor or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, because I'm not normally in Newark. I'm not normally there. And I was like driving through Newark or whatever to go to Hoboken to get a sandwich. And I'm gonna call my rep, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, nothing against Newark, but like, dude, I got like 30 fucking boards up here. Like, this is like excessive. Like, this almost looks like a fucking joke.
Yeah, right.
Like, what is the point? Like, it's like Ekeling, bro.
Yeah.
Like, dude, come on. Like, this is super fucking. This looks like this has not been thought out at all, and that can also be can also put a bad taste in people's mouth when it looks like, oh, these dudes are just like it looks like you're like Floyd Mayweather at the strip club, just like, you know, it looks excessive. It looks like you're reckless and careless, and it's really a bad look. So, but I noticed, like, whenever I would wear my Ekeling Bro shirt at the airport, I would just be getting pounds, or like people be saying what's up. People knew me, and I'd be getting a lot of love at the Newark airport. And it's probably just because like the workers or the people who worked at Newark airport, like whether they're driving or living in Newark, they just, I had legitimately bombed Newark with billboards. I mean, completely,
That's so funny.
Just completely covered the city. I mean, so
I remember I was at Newark airport, and we waited in line to go through security check.
Yeah.
And some guy just screams out, like, Arvin and Ankur. And we're like, what? And we look up, and the guy's like, come over here. And some guy just recognized us for the Shreds Days. And it was like, just follow me.
Yeah.
Walked right around security through some VIP entrance that they had. And I'm like, yo, I'm a brown man with a beard.
Yeah.
Like, did I just skip TSA?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I made it.
Yeah.
Right? That was moment one. That I thought was unreal, right? And then moment two is we just landed in Berlin, Germany for and a big expo they have out there. And literally I see 3 girls wearing Shred shirts.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how does this even happen? Because like Germany's not a big area for us, and this is in the early years of everything.
Yeah, but that was the best time,
dude. I would see people with shred shirts everywhere, and I was just like, this is insane.
I would wear my. I remember I was in Manalapan or whatever at like a convenience store getting gas, and I had my shreds shirt on. Someone rolled down the window like, yeah, shreds. But, yeah, it was a crazy time. You guys completely, you guys had Facebook and Instagram. Pretty much like the entire app of Instagram was a shreds advertisement at one point.
Which like is you said, you got to go all in.
Yeah, well, it's really, it's incredibly hard to believe, but I always tell people that you pioneered the, from top to bottom, man. I mean, you're not kidding. Maybe Kim does owe you some couple dollars because
maybe
this shit, like nobody was really doing it until shreds came in. And I think like what was the most extraordinary thing was taking ordinary people like a Paige Hathaway and literally making her famous. That was just, I mean, like, yeah, obviously she's hot, right? Hardcore Ainsley, beautiful. Just obviously, you know, but to take these beautiful in shape women and just make them like famous on the internet was just so. I mean, it's never been done before, you know. And now,
you know, when you talk about the billboards, I mean, the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
I feel like certain things culminated for us too, but it took a certain type of character to go through what it takes to become famous, right? The discipline that those girls and those influencers that we worked with had to go through to maintain their look and feel, and maintain their likeness through like attending the expos, dealing with fans, not being able to go to the grocery store anymore. Like that's it. There's a lot of life-changing stuff that happens throughout that process, but we were blessed that we had the right people in the right spots and the right job roles and everything for us for what happened. But I mean, Kim, if you're listening and you want to, throw us a bone, we're not going to say no.
I heard she has a hedge fund. Maybe she could just help us with some funding. We're not deadbeats here. We could,
We're good for it.
Yeah.
or she just wants some food. We can send her a couple shipments.
Well, dude, Kris Jenner was following me for a while in the early days. So it was like, there was a lot of people, man, when,
to that point,
but they made cookbooks and shit, and then they like unfollowed me. They like definitely like used some of my ideas, and then they were like, all right, dude, we're done with this guy. Boom.
You're currently 17 states?
I think we're doing 24 now. 24. But
wow. What's the goal and what's the timeline to get to 50?
So here's the deal.
Possible.
If you look at the United States, if you go 2 hours west of Dallas and create a line up, a little over 70% of the United States population lives east of that line.
Oh, wow.
Then there's 9 states of, I was just in Montana, which I love it, right? But like, if you look at like Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, bro, states like that, there's no population there. So you got, and then, dude, like 25% of the remaining, right? Like you have, like I said, east of that line,
70%.
25% of the West Coast population is in like California.
Right.
And then the other 5 is in like Washington and Oregon, dude. So like, I don't even know if I want to hit, I don't even know, dude. I don't even know if getting to the West Coast is worth it to me because the shipping is just so insane. I don't want to charge somebody like $90 in shipping to eat my food. So I would rather do a great job. Like look at In-N-Out, right? They're like, yo, man, we're gonna own our territory. When you look at like Trifecta, Sakara, when you look at like all these other brands, dude, they're frozen. They're packed frozen. They thaw in transit. I want to make great food. Obviously, Sakara and Trifecta, they do a great job with their marketing. They have a ton of people promoting them. I am passionate about food, man. I love my culinary team. I love creating dishes. I love being involved in the food. I love knowing I have a superior product. And I don't know. We're working hard with like the 3PLs and just trying to figure out like, we're getting creative with like the line hauls. and trying to get it. But like, dude, if I could nail 70% of the United States population, what do I even need California? Like, I don't need California, dude. I don't need it. I don't need those, you know, would Vegas be cool? Bro, I would love to be in Vegas. But like, I don't feel like, I mean, listen, bro, maybe I will make it available on the site. You know, hey, Las Vegas, you want eat clean, bro? It's $79.99 for overnight shipping. I don't know. But like, dude, you got to think time and temperature. Florida, hot. Texas, hot. Nevada, hot. Arizona is fucking hot.
Not New Jersey.
New Jersey's hot like 8 weeks out of the year, depending.
Depending on the year, for sure. But you have a spot in Georgia where you're making food.
Yeah,
Can you do that in Cali or on the West Coast as well, or is that?
Bro, I'm telling you, it's been with the supply. Like we were talking earlier before the show, dude. But like the increased food cost, the supply chain issues, all that like stuff out of whack. Like I am very reluctant now to incur more cost. Atlanta was a little bit of like a sidestep. I wouldn't say it was a failure, but I wouldn't say it was a success. I've really worked my ass off to make sure we broke even over there, but I probably shouldn't have expanded there. I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have just boxed up my food and sent it there and just had like a street team building relationships and doing the food all out of Jersey. Just would have made more sense.
Well, listen, man, I love what I'm hearing, right? You want to focus in being the king of this region, right?
There's New Jersey, New York, Philly. I mean, dude.
There's a lot of us.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like, everybody eats. It's not like I'm selling a fucking magnesium sleep supplement where, like, yeah, everybody could use it, but not everyone will. Like, you can't go without fucking dinner, dude. You got to eat.
Period.
You got to eat.
So let's talk about this, man. You've been a disruptor for a long time, right? And we've talked about you had wins. You had some losses. You had wins. And it goes back and forth.
Got my head knocked off.
Let's talk about what's in the pipeline right now for new disruption opportunities. I know you just changed your packaging, right? I mean, I can't drive around the state of New Jersey without seeing an Eat Clean Bro bus, or delivery van. You know, still the billboards, all these other things. Yeah. But like, what's in the pipeline up in those creative juices of your brain for what you're gonna do to disrupt next?
So, like I was talking to Ludwig before the show, man. We had hyperinflation was super disruptive to the organization. So, it's not that exciting for me, but we're really paying attention to the gross margin, and we're really doubling down on manufacturing efficiencies to create and keep an affordable price point. And I'm just really trying to level up the quality of the food. I feel like in this economy, you wanna shoot straight shots. It's better to get 1,000 base hits. You know, just keep getting on base. We're kind of like diversifying into like senior citizen government contracts. We're trying to get into like, we're really trying to tap into like medical contracts. I'm doing a lot of co-manufacturing now too with like some local grocery stores. We have a real niche where we do create very high quality items. There's a big stigma in prepared food where it's like rubbery chicken or shit. Like Eat Clean Bro really goes the extra mile. We are a chef driven company. And I guess one of the things like I really need to figure out is how to overcome that hurdle with just like overcoming the stigma. And, you know, I'll get there. But what I'm trying to say is, as marketers and as entrepreneurs, the funnest thing, I mean, the thing that keeps us up at night is like, how do we grow our company? But then sometimes it might just be like, hey, you know what? These next 12 months is just optimizing my operation, stabilizing the finances, getting the debt under control, and like taking a year off to just make sure I'm running a really healthy business before I start like, if you have a crack in your windshield, you don't want to step on the gas. You know, you want to make sure, you want to pull over, you want to check the brakes. You know, I've had so many bumps in the road. We just built a new like 17,000 square foot kitchen. and we just got a new website, so we're on Shopify. So there's all like
a new
Plus.
sexy website.
Yeah,
Let's
sexy,
not take away. That was a struggle for you, right?
Because I got put on Magento, and I feel like I was sabotaged from day one. So like I've had like bad experiences with tech agencies. I was put on Magento 1 when I could have been put on Magento 2. And like Magento was like a Lamborghini, dude. I mean, to run that, like the maintenance alone, getting off of Magento on the Shopify, I'm saving like 20 grand a month just in like bullshit hosting and all this other shit.
And your checkout experience is so much better now.
It's superior. So we've like, as much as like, dude, I love to swing a big sword. I love to swing for the fences. What I've gone through, you know, I'm lucky to still be in business. The amount of hurdles I had to overcome with building the facility, the delays, supply chain issues, all the increased material costs, the increase of food, the inflation, it has been a gigantic nightmare that I've overcome. It was grueling, man. It was horrible. It was like legitimately no fun. Now it's like I dusted myself off. I'm back in the winner circle. I need to start it. The needs were screaming: operation, organization, you know, finance, which I hate that. I mean, I love the operation side of a culinary side. I love the manufacturing side. Assembling the food in a way that reheats the best and all that stuff is super fun for me, but it has been like a financial nightmare. I was circling the drain, dude. My debt was so severe, dude. I was like, my interest was like 10 G's a week just in like interest. So it was like, it was horrible. I mean, it was really horrible, dude. Like I was being strangled by debt. And
bro, but the way you climb back
I
and
did.
where you're at now,
Oh, dude,
I mean, dude, you're an inspiration.
I feel like
You carved your own space.
I did.
You made sure that anyone else who tried to enter this space knew that this was Jamie's kingdom, right? You're not going to come into New Jersey, into
they're about to
ECB
find out,
territory, right, and compete with us.
Yeah.
And all of these hurdles and missteps, it truly feels like that's all behind you now, man. I'm really excited to see what's next.
I think so. We're discussing a possible acquisition for like a pretty big player in the game. So by 2024, eClean Bro will be cruising over 40 million in rev. So I mean that's pretty big for a kid who started with $300 in 2013. You know, so in 11 years, 300 to 40 million. You know.
Listen, I do want to touch on something before we wrap this up. I mean, you're not just doing it on the food side. You're also crushing it with giving back.
Yeah.
You got the volunteerism award from the governor.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You work with Eric LeGrand.
Yeah, he's
from
the man.
Rutgers. You know,
Yeah.
what I mean,
Yeah.
You also
we have a good time
specialized
too. Yeah.
children's hospital. Like,
Yeah.
Can you touch on that a little bit? Because I know a lot of the fans probably haven't heard about this.
Yeah.
But you're huge when it comes to the give back.
I do. Yeah, I give back. I'm with the local food bank. We do food donations like every couple days. There will be like haters on the internet to be like, oh, it's a write-off and shit, which is so annoying. But basically, like, there's plenty of restaurants who throw that food in the fucking trash. So, like, cut me a break, buddy. Like, eClean Bro has got Monmouth County people in need eating really good. I also brought a lot of awareness. So, like, one of the things I do, too, which giving back is, you know, there's people who will be like, oh, I don't have money, right? Well, like, you don't need money to give back, right? Like, you could just show up and slap stickers on cans. You could do, like, expiration date stickers. You could do a post about it and spread awareness. Like, there's all different ways to get involved with the community that doesn't involve money. But I do believe, you know, that I was blessed, and I got the platinum. I got some award for lunch break, which is that's the local food bank I work with, and I'm really on board with what they do. They're awesome. The Children's Specialized Hospital was also just something, you know, my son has special needs, and you know what, dude, like, it's been a very radical racial, like, fucking people hate police. You got Black Lives Matter. You got like shit every fucking direction you look at. Things are going 1,000 miles an hour. And I'm just trying to do the right thing. And I thought like, I want to help. I want to give back. And I thought like specialized children's hospitals, like legitimately like the most neutral, safest thing everyone can get behind.
Of course.
Without like, so, and that's just where I'm staying. The Children's Specialized Hospital, so grateful. We've raised like 108,000. We're committed to do like 500K over the next couple of years. Our gala just keeps getting bigger. And,
we're going to have to go this year.
Yeah, it's sick. Sure. It's such a good time.
I just thought that I wanted to highlight this because we're talking about disruption marketing. We're talking about what you've done in the space of pre-prepared food. I mean, it's amazing, right? So, inspiring. But then he's doing this.
Yeah, and I'm getting on my website. I'm doing a fundraiser function, so I want to start like highlighting, like Lala Anthony helped me blow up. She's been a great friend, and she's working closely at Rikers, helping kids in the wrong place at the wrong time, try to like rehabilitate their life. So I put together a network of attorneys that we're all like working with because, people like me, obviously Lala is a much higher level than me, but like people take advantage, man. So I'm trying to just put a good network of attorneys together to like help get these kids the representation that they need and then get them job placement. So I'm looking like to just people I really care about and the charities they're involved with, having like a fundraising function on my site to help them raise money. And dude, I can't, bro, what the fuck else am I doing, man?
It's such a long list, man.
A charity that helps kids with like leadership, because whether like you're an entrepreneur or you're in the job, one of the things that I've noticed.
You want to get involved in that?
Yeah, dude, actually I could get you involved if you like. I'm fucking thin and I feel bad. And like sometimes I'm late to the board meetings and shit, and it's a lot. But one of the things that is missing, top to bottom, no matter you're a nurse, a police officer, a teacher, whatever it is, leadership skills. Absolutely. And what this organization does is it grooms kids to be leaders in the world. And it is awesome. And it's one of the things I learned and I didn't realize this, and it was a painful lesson, when you have the wrong people in leadership roles in your organization, you will literally dude, it is like throwing a lit match in a box of matches. You will burn your organization from the inside. It will be the most painful lesson ever. So like these were things, like I said, with experience, like you get the test first, the lesson afterwards. Like leadership skills are just missing from this. And even like in our generation, I mean, the character, the emotional intelligence, like things you don't learn in school. Sports really help, but it's incredible. And I feel like so many people in my life helped me. I have to do whatever I can to help and give back. And I mean, even with like all you guys at Shreds, all the bones you threw me, changed the trajectory of eClean Bro. eClean Bro dominated the market, but had Shreds not thrown eClean Bro so many bones.
Thanks for being on the episode, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Jamie Giovinazzo.
Yeah.
Literally changed the game when it came to meal prep. Literally changing lives with all the people that you're feeding these days.
Yep.
Not to mention the amount of jobs and people that you put on your payroll. You didn't even talk about that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, for everyone at home who doesn't know about eClean Bro, if there is anyone at home that doesn't know about eClean Bro, what would you want to say to them before we wrap up?
Look, customer. I always say, try it. If you don't like it, just call, complain, yell at the customer service reps. We'll give you your money back. I don't know. I'm joking. Please don't yell at anybody. We'll give you your money back without you yelling. But yeah, I mean, dude, we're having fun in the kitchen. We're cooking like grandma, man. So all grandma's cooking, everything, from scratch kitchen. Just, I think it's really cool, the stuff we're doing, man. Like, we just keep evolving and leveling up the flavor, man.
That's amazing, man. Thank you so much for being on the episode.
Oh yeah,
man.
Pleasure.
Congrats on your success, man. It's been awesome watching it from afar. Being here in Jersey, it's just been awesome, man.
Thanks, dude. Thank you,
dude. So everyone tune in next week. We're gonna have another really exciting entrepreneur for you. And once again, this is Ankur and my co-host Ludwig.
See you.
Bye, guys.